Morning, everyone. I and Dr. Purushottam Bang, the Director of RV Institute of Management, would like to take you through the demonstration of various pranayamas, kriyas, and meditation. This we are doing towards preparing the participants to practice collectively on Gandhi Jayanti, that is 2nd of October, wherein we all will be meeting together to practice the kriyas, pranayama and some meditation. So wherein His Excellency Dr. H.R. Nagendra, who is Chancellor of Yes Vyasa, which is a deemed to be university, is going to share his perspective on how we can achieve harmony and peace through yoga. Right? During that occasion, we will also be practicing kriyas, pranayama and meditation collectively, and this we are doing it to participate in the Fit India movement, okay, which is a very dream movement of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. So without wasting much time, we will start with kriyas. I will give you a brief explanation as to what that kriya is all about, and then I will show you how we should be doing it. All right, and we are expected to do it for 1 minute collectively on that day as part of this Fit India movement. Right? So Kapalabhati is one of the Shatkarmas, kriyas that are required to cleanse the entire body, right, and the mind also, before we perform pranayama. So these are all, we can call them as cleansing techniques, right, kriyas. Kapalabhati is one of the important kriyas out of those 6 kriyas. So Kapalabhati, as the name indicates, Kapala is forehead, Bhati is glow. So when you do this kriya, you will see that your forehead will shine, right, and you will reach some kind of a very what do you call a kumbhaka state, wherein no breath at all for some time, no thought and no breath, which is a ultimate feeling in itself, right, which I cannot explain in words. How we should do this and when we should do this? Kapalabhati has to be done when your stomach and bowels are empty, so preferably in the morning. All right. It is very simple technique where your attention is on exhalation, right? In simple terms, it is passive inhalation, active exhalation, right? And some people also call it as diaphragmatic breathing, wherein you will not put any pressure on the face or on the nose while breathing out, okay? Rather, you will pump in and pump out the stomach, right? Try to breathe through diaphragma movements, right? So that is what it is, and you can start doing it with 10 strokes, 20 strokes, 30 strokes, and multiple batches of these, right? So it's a very good kriya, and it cleanses the entire system, okay, entire what do you call physiological system, right, and makes you ready for the pranayamas. So please observe, right, I am not inhaling actively, whatever little inhalation in the process I am doing it, that's it. But my attention is on exhalation, active exhalation, right? And just to demonstrate, I will remove my t-shirt so that you can see the movement of the diaphragm. Okay. Keep your eyes closed, sit in any comfortable Kriya practicing asanas. I am sitting in Sukhasana, right? Heel on one top of the other, pull it as close to your perineum as possible, sit erect, eyes closed. Mudra, you can keep it in Dhyana Mudra, on your knees. Take some normal breath. As you saw, I was just, attention was on exhalation, but no deformation of face of any kind. I didn't do like, no. Okay. Entire exhalation was through movement of the diaphragm. You can start slowly, increase the speed by little, and then end slowly, right? And you should enjoy the state of mind after stopping, right? You feel that you are entering a Kevala Kumbhaka state, which is very, 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 very a nice feeling which I cannot express, right? So that is the power of Kapalabhati, right? One of the important kriyas. Okay, and don't overdo it. Whatever that, how many counts that you could do it. Then take a break, and then you can continue it. Right? Start with, like I said, beginners can start with 20, then increase it by 10 counts. So it cleanses the entire physiological system, entire body, you can say, and prepares you for pranayama. Now we will take the first pranayama, that is Bhasrika. Okay, and Bhasrika means the in English terms we can call it as bellows breath, right? Bellows breath. how what you call the blacksmiths, right? They use bellows to pump in the air. Similarly, in this pranayama, we have to inhale intensely and exhale intensely. Okay. So that is what in Kapalabhati the attention was only on exhalation, but in Bhasrika pranayama you have to inhale intensely and exhale intensely like the bellow of a blacksmith, right? That is what Bhasrika pranayama is, right? And again it has to be done when the stomach is empty and bowels are empty, preferably in the morning. It increases gastric fire, it removes all diseases arising from excess of vata, pitta and kapha, give warmth to the body. Okay. So forceful inhalation and forceful exhalation in rapid succession is the characteristic of Bhasrika pranayama. Okay. It quickly awakens the Kundalini. Long-term practice of Bhasrika purifies the body and awakens the inherent higher powers. Body temperature rises slightly, accompanied with mild sweating, which reduces the temperature and keeps the body at normal temperature. It also increases the supply of oxygen in the blood. Okay. So you can say it is a combination of Kapalabhati and Ujjayi. Okay. And after performing, you can again, reach the state of Keval Kumbha, be there and enjoy that status. That's very important. It improves general health and activates all organs, purifies nadis and ensure free flow of prana. It also break through the three granthis which we call the psychic knots, Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi and Rudra Granthi. So this is about the Bhasrika pranayama. Okay. So let me demonstrate. Okay. Again you have to sit in Sukhasana. Mudra is Dhyana Mudra. Forceful inhalation and forceful exhalation in rapid succession. Okay. So that is what Bhasrika pranayama is. You can start, stop whenever you feel like stopping, don't overdo it. That's the thumb rule when you practice any pranayama or kriya. Take some normal breath. Forceful inhalation and forceful exhalation. That is what is Bhasrika. Bellows breath. Remember this. Like the bellow of a blacksmith, right? You can start slow, then increase the speed, and then slow down in the end. Okay. The third practice, Agni Sarasa Pranayama. Again, it is very good for the entire digestive system tract. It moves all the organs of the abdomen, right? It generates Agni in the abdomen. That's why it's called Agni Sarasa. How we should be doing it, right? First, you need to exhale forcefully and empty the entire lungs, and then, okay, don't worry about inhalation, don't worry about exhalation, just pump the stomach, okay, to whatever duration that is possible. That is what we call as Agni Sarasa Pranayama. Okay, so I will give you a demonstration and you can follow that. Take some normal breath. Inhale. The next pranayama, which majority of us are aware, it is Anuloma Viloma Pranayama, Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. It cleanses all the 72,000 odd nadis which compose our entire system. Right? It cleans each and every nadi. And it is, again, it balances both Ida and Pingala, Surya and Chandra, the two important nadis. Right? Surya is right nostril, Chandra is left nostril. Remember that. Okay? So here we try to balance both Surya and Chandra. Surya gives us the energy, Chandra gives us the love, compassion, right? All that. And to lead a good life, we have to balance both Surya and Chandra. This pranayama will help us in achieving that. So that is the Anuloma Viloma Pranayama. You have to sit in Sukhasana, sit comfortably, sit erect. If you can hold the yogic mudra, or pranayama mudra, or nasika mudra, which we call, and hold it here. Take normal breaths. Then close the right nostril, inhale from the left. Then close the left, exhale from the right. And again inhale from the right. And then close the right, exhale from the left. So complete cycle, inhale from the left, exhale from the right, inhale from the right, exhale from the left. This is one cycle, okay, and you can repeat as many times as possible. Okay, just watch me. I will do for 10 counts, and you can see how my hands are moving, and I am not making any attempt to stop my breath. It is continuous flow of prana. Okay, Anuloma Viloma. Observe me, and I will do it for 10 rounds. This mudra can be Dhyana mudra. Anuloma Viloma Pranayama. Okay, you have to do it gently, slowly, without any rush. You should, entire attention should be on the breath. Feel the breath. Be with the breath. That's very, very important. And after doing this pranayama, again enjoy that status of Kevala Kumbhaka, breathlessness, void, a very, very pleasant feeling. You can increase the duration slowly as you practice. That is Anuloma Viloma. Now next pranayama is Ujjayi pranayama. Okay. So it's also called as ocean breath. When you do this, we have to contract the glottis. right? So that passage of throat is partially closed. So what you have to do is roll the tongue up like this, so that lower side of the tongue touch the upper palate. Okay, like this. Breathe in slowly through the throat and make a slight hissing sound, snoring sound. When the inhalation is complete, swallow the breath and retain the don't worry about retaining the swallow the breath, and then exhale through the left nostril. Okay, so exhalation can also be done with both the nostrils. So that is Ujjayi Pranayama. Okay, so what I am doing is I am breathing in through mouth, rolling the tongue like this. Okay, and inhale, exhaling through the left nostril. You can watch me, and it is a very good pranayama, and it can be done with as you practice more, you get a hang of it, and it is one of the best pranayamas, Ujjayi Pranayama. So I am rolling the tongue, touching the palate. If it is difficult, then you can simply breathe through mouth and exhale through left nostril. Try to make a snoring sound by blocking the glottis. Okay. If glottis is also not happening, don't worry. Just breathe in slowly from the mouth and exhale from the left nostril. Okay. So these are all the variations. But try to do with the tongue touching the palate, and try to block the glottis, try to make snoring sound. Slowly you can learn this. Okay. So that is Ujjayi Pranayama. The next pranayama is Bhramari pranayama. Okay. Bhramari is making a bee-like sound, right? That too a queen bee, lady bee-like sound. So it is a very good, a technique before you get into meditation. It kind of vibrates the entire brain, the face part, okay, and relieves entire tension from the nervous system, brain and the face. Very, very powerful pranayama, Bhramari pranayama. So you can do with simply closing the eyes and closing the ears like this. Close the ear with the flap through the thumb. Okay, or you can do Shanmukhi mudra, right, like this. One, the forefinger just on the eye, the middle finger on the nose, ring finger just above the lip, and the last finger just below the lip, and close the ear with the thumb. Okay, inhale and then exhale. While exhaling, you should make a bee-like sound. Okay, that is Bhramari. So I will give a small demonstration. How to feel the vibrations, that's very important when you make the bee-like sound. Right? Don't close the nostrils, close the mouth and make bee-like sound. Okay, that is Bhramari pranayama. It relieves tension from the whole body, gives a good relaxation to the entire body. That is Bhramari pranayama. So we practiced, I gave a demonstration of Kapalabhati, then Bhasrika pranayama, and then we did Agni Sarasa, then we did Anuloma Viloma, and we did Ujjayi pranayama, and also now the Bhramari pranayama. After this, we can just practice the Udgita pranayama, which is nothing but Omkara dhyana. Again it is similar to Bhramari, but while exhaling we chant Om and feel the vibrations of Om. Om is a universal syllabi. Okay, it's called Pranavakshara. Entire universe lies inside this one letter Om. Okay, which signifies the entire universe. So again, you have to sit in comfortable posture, Sukhasana, sit erect, eyes closed. Always while practicing pranayama, your eyes should be closed. And attention should be on the breath and on the vibrations, nothing else. And after practicing each pranayama, feel that void, feel that Kevala Kumbhaka status. That is very, very important. Okay, so I will give a demo. So we'll be practicing all this in the same sequence. Start with Kapalabhati, which is a Kriya. Then we will do Bhasrika Pranayama. Then we do Agni Sarasa Pranayama. Then we do Anuloma Viloma. Then we do Ujjayi Pranayama. Then we will do the Brahmari Pranayama, and in the end Udgita Pranayama. Okay, and we'll try to practice for 60 seconds each collectively. So I then stop for that Kevala Kumbhaka experience. Okay, so it is going to be like, Kapalabhati 60 seconds, the Bhasrika Pranayama for 60 seconds, then Agni Sarasa for maybe 30 seconds, then Anuloma Viloma for 60 seconds, Ujjayi Pranayama for 60 seconds, and then Brahmari for 60 seconds or 30 seconds, whatever, and then Udgita Pranayama. So 7 practices. Remember this, we'll follow in the same order on that day. So keep practicing. If you have any queries, you can always talk to me, right? I am available on 7411339344. My name is Dr. Bang, and I am a yoga enthusiast. I would like to practice along with you on that day. Thank you so much. Thank you.